Hey guys, Jim Stroud here. Just the other day, I was channel surfing and stumbled across this.
If you're a liberal, you're supposed to be for free speech. That's free speech for the speech you hate. That's what free speech means. We're losing the thread of the concepts that are important to this country. Either you care about the real American shit or you don't. And if you do, it goes for every side. I don't like Alex Jones, but Alex Jones gets to speak. Everybody gets to speak.
Sure. For those who don't know, Bill Maher was discussing how YouTube, Facebook, and Apple all unanimously banned Alex Jones from their platforms. When that happened, there was a lot of controversial news stories about it. Some approved of the action.
And now we're just kind of seeing other tech platforms, small ones even, just dissociate with Alex Jones.
Obviously, what he spews is hate and it's abhorrent.
Whereas others thought it was a very bad thing.
This isn't about Alex Jones or any one person. It's about the central principle of our society. And it's at stake here. Do people have a right to communicate their views? It doesn't matter what those views are, Alex Jones's views or anyone else's views.
And some pundits wanted even harsher penalties, like banning him from Twitter.
Well, my own opinion is that Alex Jones has definitely crossed that line. And the issue for Twitter is going to be, you know, potentially this may be something that ends up getting settled in court and costing them a lot of money. But it's a business decision. And the fact that so many other social media platforms see it so clearly, I don't know what is going on in Twitter's business model where they think that this is like a good idea.
All the controversy had me curious, so I went to the Infowars.com website to see what he had to say about himself. Yeah, I found this. For more than a year, we have witnessed the mainstream news media and Democratic groups tell us that the manipulation of social media could turn an election. By their own admission, social media would be the most viable option to alter the course of the nation, influence millions of people, and shut down free speech and personal expressions that questions the status quo. We have been told that one of the greatest threats to our democracy is the manipulation of the information that we receive on social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. These same groups that have been telling us that free speech must be defended against those who seek to control it on our news feeds have launched a full-scale war on the free speech and information that they disagree with. As I researched this issue further, I was morbidly fascinated. If I watch a news program, I should not be able to detect how a news organization personally feels about certain issues. I should just get the facts and then form my own opinions. Right? As soon as I thought about covering this topic, I could immediately imagine the backlash from some people. You're only saying that because you're a...
Insert political party here.
I can pretty much guarantee you that when it comes to
your political cause,
my stance is meh. So I guess that makes me an American. I'm an American. However, I do have a passion around research and fairness. And I wanted to know myself, is there a bias in the news media? Well, I looked around and the short answer is... yes, there is. A lot. Did you know that the overall majority of the news in the United States is produced by only 6 companies?
So who are the big 6 corporations that control nearly everything you see, hear, and read? First, there's Comcast, formerly owned by GE, which controls MSNBC, NBC, and Telemundo. And there's Disney, which owns ABC, the History Channel, and and ESPN. Next, Viacom, the parent company of MTV, Paramount, and BET. And CBS with all its affiliates. And there's News Corp, which owns Fox News, the New York Post, and the Wall Street Journal. And finally, Time Warner, the parent company of CNN, Time, and People magazine, as well as Warner Brothers.
According to the Media Research Center, mainstream news has been leaning left for a very long time.
Everyone has his own point of view, his personal bias, even true journalists. But there are serious problems with the anchors, editors, producers, and reporters who make up the National Press Corps. 1. They are overwhelmingly liberal. 2. They deny their bias. 3. They make no effort to balance their leftist worldview with conservative viewpoints. Reporters are meant to report, period. Instead of news, we get leftists advancing leftism and calling it news.
The Media Research Center shares several examples of what they call liberal bias, such as this, where a certain news organization seemed to be pushing an agenda rather than just sharing the facts.
Is that grounds for impeachment?
Do you think impeachment is more likely at this point?
Impeachment.
Does this move the needle at all?
More confidence to move forward on impeachment.
The president facing impeachment.
Impeachment will be on the Democrats' agenda.
The I word, impeachment.
The I word, impeachment.
The I word, impeachment.
The I word.
The I word, and impeachment.
And then I found this example of sensational news that turned out not to be true at all.
Trump's longtime lawyer ready to deliver the goods, now claiming the president knew and approved of the Trump Tower meeting with his top campaign aides and a Russian promising dirt on Hillary Clinton, something the president has long denied. What Michael Cohen, Trump's once most loyal advisor, is saying really happened.
And this is where the sensational news was somewhat corrected.
There was a story that Cohen was going to say to Mueller and his investigators that President Trump, candidate Trump, knew about the Russia Trump Tower meeting beforehand, and that he had all these details, and a competing network had all of this really detailed information from sources. And everybody went crazy with that story. I mean, it was all over the place. Lanny Davis said yesterday in a series of interviews that wasn't picked up anyplace that Cohen didn't say that. He was not the source. It never happened. It was painful. We were not the source. We could not confirm. We could not correct. We had to be silent because of the sensitivity needed in the middle of a criminal investigation. Testified that he didn't know whether Trump knew about the Trump Tower. He also testified that the stuff in the dossier about Cohen is absolutely false. But nobody picked up that part of the story yesterday.
Right about now, you may be thinking, you're only saying that because...
Insert the political cause you think I disagree with.
This puts me in a quandary. I want to know the facts, but I don't want it filtered through a liberal or a conservative bias. Just tell me what's going on and I can make up my own mind. So what I'm going to do is when a major news event happens, I will look at the liberal, left-leaning mainstream media news, and I will look at the right-leaning conservative alternative media, and I will look at points where they both agree and think, aha, that's the truth. And, you know, I shouldn't have to do that, but these days, if I want the truth, I think I have to.
This just in! If your news comes with big scary words up there and big scary words down there, it also probably comes with an agenda! That means you're posting one-sided fear-mongering clickbait!
And it makes you look like an...
I'm Jim Stroud, and this has been my show. Hey guys, quick follow-up to my last video about why I dumped Google for DuckDuckGo. Check out this news article. I think the title says it all.